Hi everyone, it's me, DCP Queen. I am doing my first question and answer session today, and all of my questions were submitted on my Tumblr, which is disneydelirium.tumblr.com. And these are questions that were asked to me by my beautiful followers, and I'm really excited to be doing this question and answer session. The first question I have today is, what exactly are the majors at the Disney College program? Now, I answered this on my Tumblr already, but I think it's really important to answer this again because some people don't understand what the Disney College program is. The Disney College program is not an actual college. They don't have majors, they don't have minors, nothing like that. There is, however, a learning aspect, which I'm going to touch on a little bit later. So the Disney College program is an internship where you go to Disney and you work. You live, you learn, and you earn. So what I'm going to be talking about is the earning component of the Disney College program. The earning component is you work at the Disney company at Walt Disney World or Disneyland, California, and when you're working at Disney, you're working 40 hours a week minimum. You might even be working more than that. You're working whatever hours they give you. It's a real job. It's a full-time job. So you're going to be working outdoors or indoors if you get lucky, and you're going to be working 40 hours a week. Now, I'm going to be talking about the learning component because that's also a part of it. The learning component for U.S. citizens is optional, but I highly recommend doing it because it is a fabulous experience. When I was there for spring, I took Advanced Studies in Hospitality Management and Guest Services, which the Advanced Studies in Hospitality Management was an academic class. I had to write papers, I had to do presentations. The Exploration of Guest Services was a seminar where you would go for 3 hours a week and you would sit and people from all the different lines of business would come in and talk to us about how they make magic at Disney. So that was a fabulous learning experience, and it really helped me narrow down what I wanted to do at Disney. So I hope that answers all the questions you have about the majors at the Disney College program. I'm going to talk more in depth about the learning component at a different time, but I just wanted to tell you there is a learning component, but it's not like an actual classroom setting where you go to a college. It's not a college, it's a college program. The next question I had was, I was just wondering if you can become a permanent cast member after the program. Also, is it possible to become a character of Walt's in the program? This is a fantastic question. So it is absolutely 100% possible to become a permanent cast member after the program. So the way it works is Disney has 3 kinds of permanent cast members. The first kind is the seasonal cast members who are only there for maybe the summer or Christmas, and they're only there. And the way it works is, from my understanding, because they did change it the day I left, so you have to work, I think it's 13 weeks after your program, you have to work at least once, and then you can become seasonal, and then you have to work 150 hours in a rolling calendar year. It's a little complicated, and I'm going to try to get into that more in depth later because I'm still confused what seasonal is. So the other options are part-time, which is like 20 hours a week, and then full-time, which is 40 hours a week. As long as you meet transfer requirements, which means that you haven't called in a bunch of times or you haven't been late like a million of times, then you can become a permanent cast member very easily. If not, there's also the option, which is what I have. I wasn't able to do seasonal because of school, so whenever I want, I can go back to Disney and be an instant rehire because my record was very good. That's another option. So I'm hoping that I can go seasonal maybe this summer. I just don't know what's going to happen. Okay, and then the other part of this question about being a character, you can absolutely be a character during your Disney College program. The only thing is you have to go to an audition prior to your Disney College Program start date. So if your Disney College Program start date is January 27th, you have to have gone to an audition and been accepted to be a character prior to your start date. When you have your phone interview, they're going to ask you about all the different choices that you made and said that you would be willing to do. If one of them was character, which actually I did put character as a low interest, they asked me, did I go to an audition? And I said no, and I said I wasn't going to because I decided that's not something I wanted to do. And so then they just didn't choose me for that, obviously. But if they had then asked you if you had gone to an audition, if you say no, they're going to ask you to go to an audition before. I'm going to get into the audition process a lot later because even though I wasn't a character performer, I had a lot of friends that were, and I always was asking them about it. The last question I'm going to do today is, how do you pick a roommate? Are you assigned a roommate or do you have to pick one yourself? Okay, so the short answer on this is it is kind of like a dorm living experience. You can go in with a roommate, you can go in without a roommate, and they will assign you a roommate if you don't choose anyone. So how it worked for me is I went onto the Facebook page and there was a quiz questionnaire you could fill out, and other people could read it after you posted it to the Facebook page, and you would kind of pair up and be like, okay, the 6 of us are going to be in a room, or the 4 of us are going to be in a room. And that's just how I observed other people doing it, and that's what I did to find my roommates. I don't know if I would recommend doing this. I think it's kind of interesting to go in blind. When I extended my program, I went in blind and I ended up with some really cool people. So, I mean, it's just your personal preference. How you do it is when you're going and you're filling out your housing application, which is only about 3 weeks before you end up going to Florida or California. There's going to be the housing form that you fill out, and you all are assigned little numbers, and you're going to put the number in the slot of the other people, and only one person has to do it. And then it's just kind of a chance if you get with those people or not. It just depends, like if they're able to room you together. Another thing that you're going to put on that housing form application is where you want to live. There's Vista, Chatham, and Patterson in the Commons. So you're going to have to look into those options. Vista is the cheapest. Chatham and Patterson are about the same. And I don't really know anything about the Commons, to be honest. I know they put a lot of international college program students there, but that's all I know about it. I'm going to talk about housing later as well. I just wanted to answer these questions to the best of my ability without going into too much detail. I hope I was able to do that. And if anybody has any more questions about this, feel free to email me at Tumblr. Once again, my Tumblr is disneydelirium.tumblr.com. I'm so happy to answer any questions that you have, even if they aren't related to these questions. Alright everyone, I hope you have a magical day. Thanks for watching.